no doubt. And they're really sort of poster childs in terms of this broader coronavirus, tragic outbreak in terms of how it's going to impact travel. And the thing about the timing, this is just when Uber brings up profitability target a year. Lyft is sort of in the penalty box here. I think they had to come out, if they believe that it was not going to impact numbers. But I can tell you from investor calls, constantly the last 72 hours, the debate is trying to put goalposts around, is there risk? I think right now it's too early, and I do view it as more of a short-term shock. But no doubt right now, this is definitely a heightened risk for those names in terms of where they play.
I wonder, Dan, if the bigger issue, the front page of the Journal today talks about how France has now come out against the, independent contractor business model for ride sharing. So you've got France, the UK, California, all lining up and saying, no, these have to be employees. Maybe that's the bigger problem.
Yeah, to us, the darkest cloud over these names right now is AB5 from California. The ripple effect to New York, to Massachusetts, and obviously over the pond. Look what's also happening in London as well. That really is what's a potential gut punch, not just Uber Lyft, but just the overall gig economy. I think that's still what I view as an $8 to $10 overhang on Uber stock in particular. We think it's not going to be as draconian as feared once it kind of plays itself through the court systems. But I do think you kind of take that combined with what we're seeing on some of the nervousness around global travel. That's sort of the 1-2 punch that's making these names just so volatile, especially after Uber and Dara just raised profitability targets up by a year.
That's true. Maybe perhaps makes that a little harder to achieve. Let me ask you about Slack, ticker Work, which is another company you cover. A lot are saying this could be part of the basket of stocks that does better, people working from home, relying on these messaging systems. Do you see any evidence that this company will be helped in the long run by this trend?
Yeah, obviously Slack continues to sort of be, it's a great company in terms of where they play. Microsoft, is the main competition, but I think they do play into that theme. And I think that's something that I've definitely seen a shift of investors wanting to play more names that could play into that trend, like a Citrix maybe as well. I think they do play into the trend. I think it's going to be key over the next, week with earnings to sort of see, do they call it out? Is there a bump? Right now, no doubt, sentiment's improved in Slack, but I still think Microsoft competitively, just looking at longer term, continues to be a major risk as they go into Redmond's turf.